Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Terrius Talks Tech. The first topic here is that Samsung is now manufacturing ASICs for cryptocurrency mining. The second topic is that AMD is ramping up production on GPUs, however, they are still limited by the DRAM shortage. And the final topic is that AMD Epyc processors have been spotted in a few configurations of Dell servers. So the first topic here comes from Tech Report. Earlier this year, murmurs began to circulate that Samsung was producing ASICs for crypto mining. So Samsung confirmed to TechCrunch, a different site, that they are indeed manufacturing ASIC chips. Samsung's foundry business is currently engaged in the manufacturing of cryptocurrency mining chips. However, they're unable to disclose any further details about the endeavor. So the Korean publication The Bell apparently also reported on this earlier. Samsung has a deal to supply ASICs to a cryptocurrency mining company in China, and that it started mass production of said chips this past January. And some further information, both Bitmain and Canaan Creative, two of the largest mining outfits, are currently working with TSMC. So Samsung is looking at this as a way to take away some of the market share from TSMC and use it for themselves. So whether or not this will actually affect the cryptocurrency market, we will have to wait and see. It seems like it's just Samsung cashing in on some of the market share that TSMC has gained due to their crypto mining chips. I don't believe that it's going to affect the crypto market a terrible amount. It's probably only going to affect the ASIC mineable coins such as Bitcoin and Litecoin and Feathercoin. I think there's tons of other ones there, but the altcoins based around those algorithms that can be ASIC mined. Most of the newer cryptocurrencies cannot be ASIC mined. They're ASIC resistant, and they're intended for CPU or GPU mining such as Ethereum and I believe Monero and tons of other altcoins. It's hard to say if this will have any effect at all on the GPU market because the ASICs don't really overlap with the current GPU mining. The next article is from AnandTech. This one comes from last week after the AMD financial report. AMD is ramping up GPU production, but RAM is still a limiting factor. On January 30th, AMD had a Q&A session for their Q4 earnings call. So AMD said that the GPU channel is lower than they would like it to be. They are ramping up their production. At this point, they are not limited by silicon per se, so their foundry partners are supplying them just fine. There are, however, shortages in memory, and that is true across the board, whether you're talking about GDDR5 or talking about HBM. They're continuing to work through that with their memory partners, and it is certainly one of the key factors as they go through 2018. The more interesting point isn't that AMD is increasing GPU production, it's that they are limited by the RAM shortage. Hopefully the memory manufacturers will be able to get their stuff together and start producing more memory. Right now with the global shortage, it's affecting all of the industries, whether it's electronics or PC building or actual add-in board partners that just want to build graphics cards but can't right now. Miners are definitely creating a very high demand situation, but it's not entirely their fault. The lack of memory is definitely hampering the supply side of things. So our final article here is from Tech Report, and it is that Dell EMC is now starting to produce AMD server options. The validation of a new CPU architecture usually takes a very long time, so it's not entirely surprising that it has taken this long. It is nice to see that some of the major vendors are now starting to stock AMD-based solutions. Systems based on the AMD Epyc servers have mostly been boutique systems or companies like Supermicro. You could get the bare bones servers, but you couldn't get any of the warranty or service agreements that most people buy a Dell or HP for. They announced 3 new rack mount servers based on the AMD microprocessors, the PowerEdge R6415, the 7415, and the 7425. The 6415 is a 1U chassis, while the 7415 and 7425 are 2U designs. The top-end 7425 is a dual socket machine which is pretty impressive. That means that you can have two 32-core processors in there for a total of 64 cores and 128 threads. All three can take any of the Epyc CPUs, including the 32-core 180-watt chip. And thanks to Epyc's 8 DDR memory channels, the single socket setups can take 2 terabytes of memory, while the dual socket can take up to 4 terabytes of memory. That's a lot of memory, a very extreme investment with the current DDR4 memory prices. All of the systems have 128 lanes of PCIe to play with. According to Tech Report on the 6415, most of the bandwidth will be going to network and storage hardware, as it can have up to 10 NVMe hard drives. The thicker 2U model can be configured with risers accommodating either 3 PCIe X16 cards on the 7415 or 6 on the 7425. Alternatively, you can have 24 2.5-inch drives or 12 3.5-inch drives in either of the 2U machine configurations. And AMD says that as of today, the new PowerEdge servers are available worldwide. The 1U R6415 starts at $2,179. The 2U 7415 starts at $2,349. And the 2U dual socket 7425 begins at $3,819. These were some of the most interesting articles I could find. Hopefully, as we get further into the year here, there will be more relevant hardware releases and things. I am hoping that the new AMD APUs do release this month so that we can start seeing some benchmarks from them. They have potential to be very interesting. Hopefully the AMD Intel combo chip as well will be released relatively soon, because that will be very interesting to see how it performs with the Vega graphics on the Intel CPU. Anyway, if you did enjoy this episode, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and if you want, share it with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, then be sure to leave them in the comment section below, or you can email them to me or tweet them to me. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.